Alright people, bear back again. Well, how are we all doing? Well, this is the cash game video I promised. I said I'd try and do two, but I'm just not going to get a chance, I don't think. So I'm going to do this one on pot limit Omaha. Remember, we've had two videos before this on various suggestions and ideas and subjects we've been talking about, but I did say the third one I would do would be much more specific in relation to tactics and strategies of playing low stakes pot limit Omaha, low to middle stakes. Well, really it's going to be low stakes, to be honest, and it would be specific strategies to try and combat variance, and obviously to try and be winning player. My big gripe about this game, to be brutally honest, is I've played quite a bit of it, and I'm down quite a bit of money, to be honest. In pot limit Omaha, I'm just over $4,000 down on this game, which by bear standards is not good at all, I have to say. That's not like me to be down in cash games by that sort of amount when I'm putting some effort into it. Do you know what I mean? I know some of you might not believe it, but I do class myself as a winning player at cash games when I play long enough and I get enough time to play it. The key factor is, when you're a part-time hobby player, is playing enough games to combat variance and downswings. And that's one of my big gripes about this game. It's fantastic fun, it's super risky at times, and in many cases the tuner are only 40% dog. So even when you're going in, the tuner have got a live chance, and that's why there's so many of them playing this game, and that's why it's so volatile. So, like I said, this third video is going to be a lot more specific on tactics you can do to try and minimize the bad luck aspect of it, in other words the variance, and also how you can try and win money off the weaker players. And trust me, there are some absolute maniacs out there. But what I'm going to do is, I've played, let me just bring this up for you here if I can. Hang on a second, I'll shrink this for you so you can see this first of all. Yes, here we are. This is my Poker Stars. I've played 12,900 hands, which is really not a lot, to be honest with yourself. I'm down 400 bucks on Poker Stars site. As I said, I'm down about just over 4,000 on all my sites. And remember, I've got many accounts. And the grand scheme of things on the Poker Stars, 400 bucks is nothing. It's a drop in the ocean. If I do this for you, right, oops, daisy, cancel that off. If I do that for you, you'll see what I mean by when I say it's nothing. I mean, there's one session where I lose 400 bucks. At what level was that? Was it one and two, I think it was. So there's 400 bucks down there, 300 there, 200 there. So being 400 bucks down, it's not really a lot, to be honest with you, in this game. So what I'm going to do is, I played 4 sessions here, 1, 2, 3, 4 at pot limit Omaha. I've been playing or experimenting with PLO 8 at the moment, and I got lots of stuff to cover off with you later on with that, but I did promise this pot limit Omaha video number 3. So here we go. Let's get stuck into this. This is the first session I had here. I had 2 here in the 6, and then I followed it up with 2 the day after. Okay, so this one here, as you can see, I'm down. I'm multi-tabling on 2 tables basically. I'm down 68 bucks. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to run through the hands here where I lost some money, run through some of them where I win, and discuss some of the aspects of the tactics I could have used, should have used, and what I did use in these sessions here. So let's get into it, shall we? And this was very early on in the session here, and we've got inside edge in position, bear with ace king, queen jack in the big blind. Okay, now it's 6-man table, so remember our range can be a little broader than it would be in a 10-man table. So we get a raise on button, standard stuff in PLO. You can do that with complete trash. I am out of position, but it's not a disaster hand. We get a caller from Wathrow, so I'm thinking, well, alright, ace king, queen jack, no suits, but hey, you know, there's a lot of things that could hit me here. And we're a multi-way pot here, which is not bad with this type of hand. So okay, so multi-way hand, 4-way, and look at that flop, guys. Ace king 9, a flop top 2 here, looking pretty good at the moment, you'd reckon. Yeah, 18 bucks in the middle. We get a check. I put in a tentative 10 bucks. Don't want to give a free card. I don't think it's a bad bet. Find out where I am to an extent. Excuse me, guys, I'm supping this Primator, which is really tasty. I've only got 35 behind me, and you know, I mean, I don't want everybody getting a free card here. And as I say, checking in PLO is a bit of a nightmare when you've got a hand. So you always want to bet. And I get this flat call from inside edge. And I'm thinking, okay. So we get two people out, so we're heads up now. So in a situation heads up with top two pair here, you know, I've got to be looking pretty good here. 9 comes down on the board pairs. So I like to, well, I've got two options here. I can either check fold this if I think I'm beat here, or I can check, induce a bet, and just go check raise on the puppy. So I go check. He bets. I mean, don't get me wrong, I could have bet again as well. That was the other option, just bet out fully. But it's a tentative $10 bet in here, and I'm thinking, dirty sod. Has this guy got the 9? So really I've got an option, either check raise, which was one of the plans here, or I check fold. But I mean, it's like, am I committed with my ace king here? Well, anyway, I like to go for the check raise all in here. Inside edge thinks about it for a few seconds, not long, trust me. In he goes, and 4 comes on the river, no flush obviously, and then look at that, he turns over king, queen, 10, which is a bit of a bitch. And I know a lot of you have been thinking, he had aces or kings. Well, considering I have an ace and a king, it's a bit unlucky he's got those cards. Again, it was very early in the session. I had no real read on this guy, but that was a bit of a bummer, man. Really, before I've even got started properly, I'm $50 down, and I'm thinking, that's just typical bear luck. And then I'm thinking, well, alright, I don't think it's a massive mistake on the flop, but the turn, am I getting a signal from this guy with that dirty $10 bet? You know what I mean? And that was the lesson for me on that, is that inside edge will try and tease it out of me, and I got a bit of info on them there. But as I said, I was fairly new to the table, so bit of a bummer, $50 down on that. Could I have avoided that? Well, if I look at my list of recommendations that I'm going to recommend to you, did I play a bad hand pre-flop? Not really, considering it's the button that's raising. Did I go into a multi-way situation with a hand that does okay? Yes, it does. Was I drawing to the nuts? Well, I had top 2 pair with redraw potential. Did I give a free card? No, I didn't. So I'm just looking here at how many of these bad mistakes did I make here, and I think it's the turn is the only one. And I think I think this is one of the hands where invariably, if it went dum 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 all in on the flop, you just say bad luck. Considering we're not super deep in stacks here. So in that situation, I think I'm going to put that down to a bit of bad luck here, and maybe if I was going to get away from it, it's a turn. It's the only way I'm going to get away with any money left over, and even then I think that's hard, so just one of those things. Okay, so same session, same table. Okay, so we're spanked off $50 there, you know, so we sat down with 50, we've lost it pretty quickly, and it's like a classic, you know. Here we go though, in the big blind, and we get a razor under the gun from Flexmaster. Now, as you can see here, aces, ace, king, queen, 1 part suited. This is a top hand. Alright, my opponent here, for example, have a little bit of a read on him, and to say he's likes to play a lot of hands is an understatement. But we get a raise, a flat call. I'm out of position. You don't really want to give your hand away where possible, but if you can get as much money in to the flop, pre-flop, against people who are playing loose, weak hands, then do it. So in this situation, I like to get $14. So I'm making this guy call another $11 here. So, you know, I'm basically saying you got a pair, it's going to cost you. You got a drawing hand, it's going to cost you. Remember, they've only got 37 and 30 behind them, so it's not like they're sitting here with $100 plus. You know what I mean? If they were, I would have elected possibly to just flat call that to disguise the hand out of position. But in this situation, they haven't got a huge much behind them, so let's just get it in. Excuse me, hiccups. I don't see any mistake in this against loose, weak players. Flexmaster calls me off. Wathrow backs off. Okay, so we're down to a heads-up situation. Fine with that hand. Flop top set. Alright, and I'm thinking, well, hey, it's bombs away here, guys. 31 in the middle, and I just say, screw you, mate. Putting you all in. Any draws, any sets you've got. Well, if you got a set, you crushed. And if par chance you've got any draw whatsoever, it's your stack you're going to call off with. Flexmaster did think about this for a wee while. Not a huge amount of time. And then elected to put his whole stack in on that flop. Okay? Would you believe it? Turn comes 5, and I'm thinking, surely to God not 2-4. You're taking the absolute rip out of me if he's got 2-4. King of hearts comes, and I'm going, ah, bitch. I bet you that's a flush. Do you know what I mean? Bet it's a flush. And then, watch this, guys. The chips slide over here, and look at that. 5, 6, 8, 9. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a hand that can catch out ace-ace. I agree. However, on that flop, he's called off his tournament life, sorry, his cash stack life on a 9 flush. When he knows he's, if he's called me off thinking, all right, Bear's got aces, I've just flopped the set. What the bloody hell are you calling off with 9 flush? This is just bonkers. This is Tunaville big styley. So let's just see how that works out on the odds front, shall we? Just so we can see, how unlucky I am. Well, pre-flop, like I said, tuner at this level are never going to be less than about 40%. Well, there you go, 57.42. So he's not a disaster at this point in time. Okay, with that little rundown, gap in the middle. So the flop comes down here, and yes, he's got his very strong 9 flush, not right, but Bear's flopped the set. Look at that, it's 71, nearly 72% to me. Calling off the rest of his stack when the ace is there is just like it's gambling, it's bingo. You know what I mean? Crazy stuff in my opinion, but hey, not a lot I can do. I want him to do it, he does it, and then losing that hand just super lucky. So there you go, guys, in 2 hands. Right, one super unlucky. I think this one is for Bear. I've just spanked off 84 bucks in 2 hands, and this is low stakes poker. And I'm going, what is this all about? Taking the rip out of me here. So again, I go through my checklist. Have I played a good hand? Yes, I have. Have I made the right move pre-flop? Yes, I have. I've got these guys who are not big stacked to commit X amount of chips pre-flop. I then hit the daddy hand on the flop. Do I shove all in? Putting a big question to him, in other words, forcing him to make a mistake. If he calls me, he makes a mistake, so, I don't think I've made any mistakes there, and again, just the variance aspect kicking in. Bad luck, 84 bucks down. So I'll bring up another one of these hands here where I haven't done so well in, okay? So this session's not going great here. Under the gun go, ace, 6, 3, 1 part suited, so again, 6-man table, raising, not a problem. We get a fold, we get Jimmy King here on 130 chips. Calling me. We get a fold, we get a call from inside edge. Boo Chan calls, so we got a multi-way pot here with aces, 1 part suited. Not pretty unless I flop well. King, 2, 8, check. Check, so it's just me to go on this guy here in position on me. So I got 2 checkers here with a king, 2, 8, and I'm thinking, well, I can't check that. I'm gonna have to show strength here. I've got 77 bucks behind me here. Let's try and see if I can get everybody to fold. And again, only a flush draw or a set is gonna call me off here if I'm betting full pot on that. That's my thought pattern here. And then Jimmy King here just goes boom. Back, you've seen a couple of hands I've just shown you where I'm getting no luck here, and look at this, bang, and now it's just like, wow, what do I do here? What redraws have I got? Well, let's have a look. What have I got? I got no flush redraw. I haven't got 2 pair. All I got is a pair of aces. That's all I got. So following the right play here, in my opinion, it's simple. I have to fold the hand. I have to back off here with that shove by Jimmy King, and instead of losing my whole stack there, I only lose 14 bucks. And again, I think that's the right decision. So on this table, I'm having a bit of a nightmare. But don't get me wrong, I do pull some of it back, winning 10 bucks here, 15 bucks there. But I still walk away on this particular table 60 bucks down, which is a real bummer. The other table that I was running alongside at the moment was all over the place. So I'm going to play a couple of hands I lost, and I actually go up 30 bucks on this particular table. But I mean, I've got 2 big losing hands on this, so I'll show you them just now, and I'll let you make your own mind up on this one here. So here we go. We got ace, queen, 9, 4. It's 50 and 1. So $3 raise. Logistics fold. So I'm down to the blinds here. Crone and ace repops me, and Rashuli backs out. Now, I believe I make a mistake here, in my own opinion, when I played the hand back again. Although I think it's playable because I have position. I have to be wary that what is Cronin Ace going to do that with? Now, I don't have a full read on him, but after this hand, I do get a much better understanding of how this guy plays.